2601 beautiful day. Heaven sent down.
I don't come this life to suffer. If I follow a politician, you go hear him for paper. They go call him prostitution. Who no like enjoyment? If money there for pocket, shebi that national budget, oh, we go blow like Trump. Hello guys, this is your girl, Malika Hills, aka Angel. What's up? What's good? You are in for a treat. What's up? What's good? Your girl's back. So guys, today I am going to be getting in with a very interesting topic. You know what I'm saying? So today guys, I'm gonna get into a topic that is a little bit controversial because I like to dig in and research and find out things about certain different things, and I thought, why not this topic? So the topic for today is, why do people judge others? Meanwhile, they too are doing the same exact thing. Only difference is they sugar-coated while others are more open about their sin. Anyway, how this topic came about was, I look at as young ladies, as young men, as we grow up, there's a tendency to be in relationships or do certain different types of things. And when we get into these relationships, most times people become intimate with their partners before they are married, right? So just because somebody is a young single young lady and she has a boyfriend, a committed boyfriend, and somebody else decides that, hey, look, I'm not here for the boyfriend phase. I need me a sugar daddy. If I get me a sugar daddy, I'm doing the exact same thing that the other person who has a committed boyfriend. So how then will somebody in a committed relationship, they are not married, they're just dating, right? They're in courtship, they are not yet married, right? So the Bible clearly talks about, sex before marriage. It's really sin. So the fact that you're in a committed relationship doesn't make it legal, doesn't make it right. Wrong is wrong. Just like lying. I believe that sin is sin. If I lied and somebody slept with a man, it's still sin. There's no big sin. There's no small sin. Sin na sin, no. Sin na sin. Quit this judgment of, this young girl, she's sleeping with a elderly man, and what, and yet you yourself are sleeping with a man who has not married you. Auntie, are you trying to graduate from medicine school? 7 years, only you, auntie, with that your committed relationship. Then one fine girl just like you decided, this is nonsense. I have decided that I want to be with a sugar daddy or somebody older than me who will be more serious, even if they are not married, just like you. And they go and be sleeping with that elderly man or that sugar daddy or whatever they call that person. The fact is, sin na sin. We are all sinning. Doesn't make you any perfect. If you graduate 7 years from your medicine relationship, Charlie, it's the same. Even the other person who is with that person and they're giving them money. What is the difference? Doesn't your boyfriend give you money? When you ask for money from the man, doesn't he give you money? So why will you call another person a prostitute? What are you yourself if you're sleeping with a man who is not your husband? We don't see marriage certificates. We have not even seen marriage license. We have not seen anything. Not even bride price have they paid for you. In fact, auntie, you are the one who is even spending money on the man. Shame. And yet you have the audacity to judge someone because they have a sugar daddy. Auntie, uncle, sin is sin. Even if somebody has a sugar mommy, sugar daddy, sugar uncle, sugar whatever kind of sugar they are collecting, you also have your own. Choose your battles. They have chosen their battle. Their battle is sugar mommy, sugar auntie, sugar uncle, sugar now. Go and pick your own sugar. What is wrong with letting people do their own thing? I'm not saying I am encouraging people to sin. But what I am saying is the judgment people get from dating an elderly man as opposed to a young lady who is in a relationship, which the other person who is with an elderly person is currently also in a relationship just like they are. Only difference is the sugar style comes with money on top, with cherry. You know what? The Bible clearly says, I might joke about this, but the Bible talks about, for the wages of sin is death. Have you realized that every single person who has involved themselves in any different type of entanglement, the end result of it is bad? Not necessarily that they will die. You understand how the world works, how God works. If something you do now doesn't affect you, the person that is actually involved in that entanglement or situationship or sugarship or whatever you want to call it, it will follow your generation to come. So let's say somebody decided that I don't feel like I'm a woman. I feel like I resonate with men. The spirit of homosexuality. I resonate with men. Okay, let's just say hypothetically they decided on that decision and then they had kids. Do you know that those same exact behaviors and traits, even if they like, let's say they decided that they felt like they were men or women or whatever they felt like, and that's what they resonate to be, like they want to be called a man or a woman, and then years passed and they decided that this is not my route, I need to go the other route, right? And they became a believer. And after they became a believer, if they do not pray and ask God for mercy and ask God to help them, promise you, if they have kids, it's not a shock when they have their child and their child started acting homophobic or homo something. I am not here to criticize anybody. Choose what you want to choose. That's on you. However you want to, whatever you feel like is comfortable and convenient for you, go on, baby. It's you. Do you. But from a perspective of a child of God, a Christian, somebody who lives by what the Bible says, I just think that whatever you do now, not even think, I believe and I have seen that the things that our parents did in the past that we might not know about, you find that when you grow up, you find that you have a little bit of those characters coming out and you're like, why is ABCD happening? Why am I this? But you know, it might have passed your parents, or it might have passed your grandparents, your great-great-parents, great-grandparents, and it might have passed your parents, and then it was passed on to you. And so if you don't stand in the gap for yourself, for your children, that's why it's very important as a parent to pray for your children. Pray for them so that when they walk out and the enemy is like, I need to get, no matter where they go, parties, whatever, if there is a praying mother, you know, doesn't mean that the kids have to be your biological kids. There are people that adopt children for so many different reasons, but any child that you believe in your heart that, like, this is a child that God has given me, this is somebody that I can call my child, whosoever you look at as a child to you, pray for them so that when you pray for them and they walk out there, those evils, because spirits are everywhere. You go in a nightclub, there are different types of demonic forces and spirits in that club. You go outside, as you're walking, there's spirits in the atmosphere. Even as you go on the road, on the highway, spirits are literally everywhere. So imagine all those spirits, if you don't pray and you ask the Holy Spirit to protect and guide your kids, imagine the mess that they get themselves in. And it shocks you to see that your children get involved with meth or cocaine or any bad activity that you don't want your kids being involved in, because you cannot always be there for your kids. I had my parents, my mom and my dad. My parents passed away. Are they with me? No. I had to start making my own decisions as a grown woman, as a grown adult. And so it took a lot of prayer. It's not that I am perfect, but I live by the grace of God, and you live by the grace of God. Getting back to our topic, just because somebody is sleeping with a man who is way older than your boyfriend doesn't make them any less human and special than you. The fact that you are with a man who hasn't married you for 7 years, who hasn't married you for 8 years, who hasn't married you for 5 years, and the other person is with a man who clearly is not their husband too, just like you, and the man is giving them money for the services they render. Honey, you are rendering free services and yet you are getting nothing out of it. The only achievement you got is the amount of years you wasted by being with that person. So, who is special? Nobody. Nobody has the right to judge anybody. God is the judge. However, if somebody is a believer, you cannot be easily yoked with non-believers. That's why you need to have friends that stand on what you believe in, because if you are the believer and you have non-believer friends that clearly don't believe in what you believe in and stand for what the word stands for, I bet you it's either they're gonna know God or you're gonna be going the highway to what they're doing. It goes that way. If you're a Christian and you're not famous and you're not strong, because you cannot, no man is an island. You can't stand by yourself. That's why we have pastors, we have mentors, we have books that we read, because nobody can stand on their own, and we have the Bible. Clearly, that is why we have all these other revenues that help us to be better people. Does it make any other person perfect? No, nobody is perfect. The only blameless, pure person I know is Jesus. Every single person on this earth, purity no be there. Lie, lie, lie. Now Jesus only be pure in heart, pure everywhere. All us humans in our minds, even if we don't speak and say, this is what I want to do to you, this is this man. Even when you lust over a man, you have sinned in your head, Charlie. So, just because you're not doing, you are doing in your head. Abby, you have done already in your head, you did. So, just because you've seen somebody and they are doing, you are a sinner too. We are all sinners, Charlie. Quit this thing of, she is dating an elderly man and the man is shoving money on her. Choose your battle, or you have chosen 7 years to graduate from medicine school in your medicine relationship. Graduate, that is your battle. You have chosen that battle. Leave that girl who has chosen a battle of a man with money. Not to say that either one of them is a good thing. Both are bad. But choose your battle. Which one do you want? Do you want to graduate 7 years in relationship where you qualify with nothing? You get PhD. Only you, sister. Only you, brother. Only you. You graduate 13 years. I have dated this man for these years and I have not achieved anything. Okay, that girl is decided that she wants to date an elderly man, or that young man has said, this thing of me dating girls my age is not working. I'll go and date sugar mommy so that I can get something out of it. When they give them money, they build houses or they have luxurious life. Auntie, did they ask you to go and graduate with PhD in relationship? No. You have the right to decide what battle you want. Moral lesson, it is not your call to judge anybody, because we all sin. Just because I don't do something physically, in my mind I'm doing it. If I sit there and I see a very handsome man, whether he's a believer or not, and I'm like, oh child, that man, In my head, I have already imagined things and things have happened in my head. I have already sinned. Just because I haven't taken action like other people would take action does not mean that, oh, I'm a believer. I'm exempted. We are humans, and we're human beings. We live by God's grace. Don't be going out judging people. You don't know what put them in that position to decide to be in that situation. You don't know why they decided to go that route. You know, in this life, you find that you go through life. Yes, God is there. God is present. God is a provider. But you know one thing with God? When God is blessing you, it's a permanent blessing. But things that come from God take time. Because when they take time and they come in your life, they are permanent. Partial things come from the enemy because the enemy wants to bring something that looks like a rose. When you look at a rose, the first thing you say is, oh my God, these roses are so beautiful. But guess what? After some days, the rose will start to fade away. Its beauty will start to go away, and there will not be any beauty. The flower will eventually dry, and there won't be beauty anymore. But God, He's like, He brings a blessing that is like a mountain that cannot be moved. It's just there because it's permanent. It's there for you. When He gives you something, it's for you, it's permanent. So whether you decide to go the 7 years route of relationship or courtship or whatever you want to graduate from in those years you are wasted with that person, it's your own decision. That's why even when the other person decides, I want an elderly man, let them be. It's their decision. Everybody has the right to have a preference. Yeah? Even Jesus, if you want to be a believer, He does not come with a gun or a rod and say, oh yeah, angel, quack, quack, quack. You must believe me. By force, by fire, you must believe me. You must be my child. No. He has given you the power to free will. That's why you can decide to be Buddhist, Hindu, Muslim, whatsoever you want to be. Because Jesus does not force people. He is a gentle and loving Father. So when people decide to sin any different from you, please don't be going out looking special and holier than thou. We are not holier than thou. We live by the grace of God. Not to say it's the right thing, but it's not your call. It's not your duty to judge somebody because they are sinning differently from you. The fact that you are with a man for 7 years and he has not married you and just sleeping with him, you think that makes you any better because it's a committed relationship? And nothing special about it. If another person decides, I will date a man with money, whatever, whether he's married or not, whatever they decide, it's on them. If they do that, the consequences are on their head. You too, if you sleep with a man, all those entanglements, all those attachments, it is you. It's on you. Everybody has consequences that they have to go through, whatsoever type of sin that they go through. Only difference is in the old days, if you sin, the earth will swallow you up immediately. Now we live by the grace of God. But just because we live by the grace of God, we should not take advantage of God's love because God is love. Yeah? It is not your duty to judge somebody because they sin differently. If I lied and somebody slept with a man, I have sinned. If I stole and somebody lasted or did anything differently from me, sin is sin. There is no big sin. There is no small sin. Sin is sin. Let us learn to live in our lane. Live in your own lane. Yeah? People have the right to decide what they want. If their battle is elderly man, sugar daddy, sugar baby, sugar uncle, any type sugar you want, or you want I want to be in a committed relationship. You know these committed relationships. Me, I've done this committed relationship. What? 5 years, 6 years. Am I not marry you? Ha! But I'm saying, other people, it works out for them and they get married. But others, like myself, it's not for me. Oh, it's not for me. Ah, no, no, auntie, no, uncle. We're not doing 7 years. For what? People know each other in 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, and they're married. You sit there. You want to graduate on my body. You want to graduate. What are you trying to know? Isn't it enough that you've known me 5 years? No, now. We don't. No, for me, no, it's not for me. I'm talking on my own self, not talking for everybody. Other people like it. It works for them. For me, no. If you can't know me, even within a month, I can't pretend that long. All those small, small things that I know that, okay, I do this, I do that, they'll start coming out. You will know. And so if you love somebody enough, things will happen. Quit forcing relationships that are dead. They are dead. Anyway, that's a topic for another day. I will be discussing that with you guys, and I will have people on the platform that will share their views based on those forced relationships. But today is the day we talk about do not judge people just because you sing differently. There are people that sing in the choir. For example, I was in the choir for the longest time, and bro, the most juicy hot topics are in the choir. And I'm like, good grief. I thought that when you go to church, you're gonna find like, okay, church is, not holy, righteous. The most messes you want to find out are on the pulpit, and they're out there singing and saying, Lord, we bless you. Don't be a hypocrite. Me, this is why I don't like to put myself in a position which I know that in the end I will look foolish and God will expose me for my own insecurities, for my own sin and my own selfishness. Even when I know that this is bad and I'm still doing it, that's wrong. Doesn't make it right. So fast forward to church topic. That was just a little bit of juice to add on to the cherry, you know what I'm saying? It is not your business. Yeah? Allow people to live. If you see me today or tomorrow and you see me flying in a private jet with Uncle Sugar, he's my Uncle Sugar now. Now be your body I use. Did I come to call your mama, say, please give me permission so that Uncle Sugar can take me on a private jet? Poverty is a case. If somebody offer me money, you think I no go? I beg. Mind your business. Let people live their lives. Even I don't care. People will talk whether you do good, whether you do bad. Even if a pastor is a great man of God and we know that this person, the Holy Spirit, is with him. He's like a David of this generation. Even he knows it in his heart. People will find something to talk about him. Or a woman of God, spirit-filled, gifted, all these beautiful things. People will still find something to say. So you, because Angel decided that she wants sugar, you want to come and judge Angel for picking sugar. Sugar sweet, oh. Who doesn't like sugar? Even when you drink tea, you want to add honey. Even if you don't add sugar, you add honey. You add unflavored sugar. Let me decide. Now my sugar now. If you want a different kind of sugar, like 7 years of what you call it, relationship, so that you graduate and have PhD, that is your call. I don't have time for that. Other people don't have time for that. But if you decide, that's why you have the power to decide. You have a choice to make. But remember, every choice that you make today, it will either make you or it will break you. If it doesn't, it's gonna follow your children. So think about what you do now and how it will affect your kids. What decisions have you taken in your teenage life to right now that when you look at them, you're like, good Lord, I need to make changes in my life so that my kids won't have to go through ABCD. Reflect on your life. Make changes for yourself. If sugar is the change you want to make, who am I to judge you? The Father himself, he will do the judgment. Do what is right for you. However, if someone is a believer, let them choose. They have chosen the Bible. They have chosen Jesus. They have chosen Christianity. It is their choice. Make your own choices. And when they make choices, don't judge them because you think you are holier than them. Because people have not seen your sin. Other people's sins are just more public because they are more on the public. People see them on videos like YouTube or Facebook or Instagram. So whatsoever concerns them is out there, even if they're not wanting to share. There are people that they know who are jealous of the fact that they are succeeding by being social media influencers. And they can use anything against them because they are jealous. Yeah? But you have the power to decide what you want. At the end of the day, you're a grown person and you know what is right, you know what is wrong. So choose your battles wisely. That is what I wanted to talk to you guys about. Now, tell me, what do you think? Do you think it's right for somebody to judge another just because they're deciding that they want some sugar? Or just because somebody else decided that they want to graduate PhD on you and have a philosophy in relationship on you for 7 years? Does it make it right or wrong? Is it any better? Does it mean that they are not sinning because they're in a committed relationship, as opposed to someone who says, I just want some sugar? Sugar will bring money in my bank. And the other person is in a relationship and they are doing investment. This one adds money, this one adds money, whatever. Does it make it any different? Does it make them holier than thou? Does it make them perfect? Share your views, share your opinions. I will appreciate those comments. And baby, why have you not subscribed to your girl? Look at me. Yes, you're just watching. It's simple. Like my video, watch, subscribe, and share with somebody else. Yeah? Let's do this. Help your girl grow. Yeah? Thank you so much for watching till the end. This is your girl, aka Malika Heels, baby. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.